3 films, including Ben-Hur, share the record for most Oscars won, with 11 Academy Awards each. Ben-Hur, 1959, is an iconic Hollywood epic that tells the powerful story of Judah Ben-Hur, a wealthy Jewish prince betrayed by his childhood friend Messala, who has risen to power as a Roman officer. After being falsely accused of treason, Judah is separated from his family and forced into slavery. What follows is a journey of pain, survival, and ultimately redemption. Along the way, Judah saves a Roman commander during a sea battle and earns his freedom, returning home to seek justice. The film's most legendary moment is the breathtaking chariot race between Judah and Messala, a masterclass in practical filmmaking that remains one of the greatest action sequences in cinema history. The story is deeply emotional, blending themes of betrayal, revenge, and spiritual awakening. As Judah's path crosses with that of Jesus Christ, the narrative subtly shifts from vengeance to forgiveness, highlighting the power of compassion and faith. Ben-Hur is not just a tale of personal struggle but a grand reflection on humanity, sacrifice, and redemption. The film made history by winning 11 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Actor, a record it held for decades and still shares with only 2 other films, Titanic, 1997, and The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, 2003. Ben-Hur remains a timeless masterpiece and a milestone in cinematic storytelling. The highest-grossing film of all time, adjusted for inflation, is Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind, 1939, is one of Hollywood's most legendary films, an epic historical romance set during the American Civil War and the Reconstruction era. It follows the complex journey of Scarlett O'Hara, a strong-willed Southern belle from Georgia, whose love for the charming yet distant Ashley Wilkes and her complicated relationship with the roguish Rhett Butler drive the emotional core of the story. As war tears the South apart, Scarlett evolves from a spoiled, privileged young woman into a resilient survivor, determined to protect her family's plantation, Tara, at any cost. The film explores themes of love, loss, pride, and survival against the backdrop of a nation in turmoil. Visually stunning and emotionally powerful, Gone with the Wind became a landmark in cinema history for its storytelling, production scale, and groundbreaking performances, especially by Vivien Leigh as Scarlett and Clark Gable as Rhett. The film made history by winning 8 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Actress, and Best Supporting Actress for Hattie McDaniel, who became the first African-American to win an Oscar. It also received 2 honorary awards, making it 10 Oscars in total. Though it has faced criticism in modern times for its portrayal of race and slavery, Gone with the Wind remains a cultural touchstone, celebrated for its cinematic achievements and emotional depth. It's a sweeping tale of passion, pride, and perseverance that still captivates audiences more than 80 years after its release. The film, dubbed into the most languages, is The Lion King, 1994, available in over 50 languages. The Lion King, 1994, is a beloved animated musical film from Disney that tells the coming-of-age story of Simba, a young lion prince destined to become king of the Pride Lands. After the tragic death of his father, Mufasa, orchestrated by his evil uncle Scar, Simba flees in guilt and exile. The film follows Simba's journey of growth, self-discovery, and courage as he returns to reclaim his rightful place as king and restore balance to his homeland. Filled with unforgettable songs like Circle of Life and Hakuna Matata, The Lion King combines stunning animation, memorable characters, and universal themes of responsibility, friendship, and redemption. The movie was a massive critical and commercial success, praised for its storytelling, music by Elton John and Tim Rice, and rich animation. It won 2 Academy Awards, for Best Original Score and Best Original Song, Can You Feel the Love Tonight?, along with a Special Achievement Award for its impressive sound effects. The Lion King remains one of Disney's most iconic and influential films, inspiring a Broadway musical and a successful live-action remake. The Lord of the Rings has one of the largest film casts ever. The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, 2003, is the epic conclusion to Peter Jackson's groundbreaking fantasy trilogy based on J.R.R. Tolkien's novels. The film follows the final battle for Middle-earth as Frodo and Sam continue their perilous quest to destroy the One Ring in the fires of Mount Doom, while Aragorn rises to claim his destiny as the true king and leads the forces of good against the Dark Lord Sauron. With breathtaking visuals, powerful storytelling, and unforgettable characters, the movie delivers a stunning climax filled with heroism, sacrifice, and hope. This film made history by winning 11 Academy Awards, sweeping every category it was nominated for, including Best Picture and Best Director. It shares the record for most Oscars won by a single film with Ben-Hur, 1959, and Titanic, 1997. The Return of the King is celebrated as one of the greatest fantasy films ever made and a landmark achievement in filmmaking. Gandhi, 1982, is the only Indian-related film to win the Best Picture Oscar. Gandhi, 1982, is a biographical epic film that chronicles the life of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, the leader of India's non-violent independence movement against British rule. The film explores Gandhi's transformation from a young lawyer into a spiritual and political leader who inspired millions with his philosophy of non-violence and civil disobedience. Through pivotal events like the Salt March and the struggle for Indian independence, the movie captures Gandhi's unwavering commitment to peace, justice, and human dignity despite immense personal sacrifices. Ben Kingsley's powerful performance as Gandhi earned widespread acclaim. The film won 8 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director for Richard Attenborough, and Best Actor for Ben Kingsley. Gandhi remains an inspiring and influential portrayal of one of history's greatest figures and his enduring message of peace. Oliver, 1968, is a musical film that won the Academy Award for Best Picture. Oliver, 1968, is a British musical film adaptation of Charles Dickens' classic novel Oliver Twist. The story follows Oliver, an innocent and kind-hearted orphan boy who escapes a harsh workhouse and is drawn into a world of London's criminals, including the sinister Fagin and his gang of pickpockets. Despite the dangers and hardships, Oliver's pure heart and hope for a better life drive the narrative. Filled with memorable songs like Consider Yourself and Food, Glorious Food, the film combines drama, humor, and music to bring Dickens' tale to life with warmth and charm. Oliver was a major success, winning 6 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director for Carol Reed, and Best Art Direction. It remains a beloved classic in musical cinema and a vivid portrayal of Victorian England's social struggles. The Godfather, 1972, is a classic crime film that won the Academy Award for Best Picture. The Godfather, 1972, is a timeless masterpiece of American cinema directed by Francis Ford Coppola, based on Mario Puzo's best-selling novel. The film chronicles the complex and often brutal world of the Corleone family, a powerful mafia dynasty in New York. At its heart is Michael Corleone, the youngest son who initially wants nothing to do with the family's criminal activities but gradually becomes deeply involved after an assassination attempt on his father, Vito Corleone, the aging Don. The story explores themes of power, loyalty, betrayal, and the cost of ambition, portraying the dark realities of organized crime alongside the personal struggles of family and honor. The film is known for its rich storytelling, unforgettable characters, and iconic scenes, like the opening wedding sequence and the chilling "I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse" line. Marlon Brando's portrayal of Vito Corleone won him an Academy Award for Best Actor, and Al Pacino's transformation into a ruthless leader is one of the most compelling character arcs in film history. The Godfather won 3 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Adapted Screenplay, and is credited with redefining the gangster genre. Its influence continues to shape cinema and popular culture, making it a must-watch classic for film lovers worldwide. The Godfather Part 2, 1974, is the first sequel to win the Academy Award for Best Picture. The Godfather Part 2, 1974, is a groundbreaking sequel directed by Francis Ford Coppola that continues the epic saga of the Corleone family. The film uniquely combines 2 parallel stories: the rise of a young Vito Corleone, played by Robert De Niro, as he builds his criminal empire in early 20th century New York, and the further descent of Michael Corleone, portrayed by Al Pacino, as he consolidates his power while facing betrayal and moral decay within his own family. The movie explores themes of power, legacy, and the corrupting influence of ambition, deepening the complex portrait of the Corleones. Notably, The Godfather Part 2 became the first sequel in history to win the Academy Award for Best Picture, solidifying its place as one of the greatest films ever made. It won a total of 6 Oscars, including Best Director, Best Supporting Actor for Robert De Niro, and Best Adapted Screenplay. The film's innovative storytelling, masterful performances, and profound themes continue to influence filmmakers and captivate audiences worldwide. The Silence of the Lambs, 1991, is a psychological thriller directed by Jonathan Demme that follows FBI trainee Clarice Starling as she seeks the help of the brilliant but imprisoned cannibalistic serial killer, Dr. Hannibal Lecter, to catch another serial murderer known as Buffalo Bill. The film is a tense, chilling exploration of the human psyche, blending horror and crime drama with intense character studies. Anthony Hopkins' portrayal of Hannibal Lecter became iconic for its chilling calmness and intelligence, while Jodie Foster's Clarice represents determination and vulnerability. The movie masterfully builds suspense and psychological depth, making it a landmark in thriller cinema. The Silence of the Lambs won 5 major Academy Awards: Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Anthony Hopkins, Best Actress, Jodie Foster, and Best Adapted Screenplay, becoming one of the few films to sweep the Big Five Oscars. Its impact on popular culture and the thriller genre remains profound, influencing countless films and TV shows since its release. The Rocky Horror Picture Show, 1975, is a cult classic musical with a huge fan following. The Rocky Horror Picture Show, 1975, is a cult classic musical comedy horror film that blends campy humor, rock and roll, and science fiction in a uniquely entertaining way. The story follows a young engaged couple, Brad and Janet, who find themselves stranded at a mysterious castle inhabited by eccentric characters led by the flamboyant Dr. Fletcher, a mad scientist and alien from the planet Transsexual in the galaxy of Transylvania. The film is famous for its outrageous costumes, catchy songs like Time Warp, and its celebration of individuality, sexuality, and breaking social norms. Though it was not a huge commercial success initially, it gained massive popularity through midnight showings and audience participation, becoming one of the longest-running theatrical releases in history and a beloved icon of cult cinema. While the Rocky Horror Picture Show didn't win major awards upon release, its lasting impact on pop culture, LGBTQ+ representation, and interactive film experiences has made it a phenomenon with a devoted fanbase worldwide. Star Wars: The Force Awakens, 2015, is one of the highest-grossing films of all time. Star Wars: The Force Awakens, 2015, is the highly anticipated seventh installment in the iconic Star Wars saga. Directed by J.J. Abrams, set decades after Return of the Jedi, the film introduces new heroes like Rey, a scavenger with mysterious powers, Finn, a defected stormtrooper, and Poe Dameron, a skilled pilot, while bringing back beloved characters such as Han Solo, Leia Organa, and Luke Skywalker. The story revolves around the conflict between the Resistance and the sinister First Order, led by the enigmatic Kylo Ren. Blending thrilling action, nostalgia, and fresh storytelling, the film revitalized the franchise for a new generation and received praise for its performances, visual effects, and score by John Williams. The Force Awakens was a massive commercial success and won the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects, along with several other nominations. It reignited excitement among fans worldwide and set the stage for the sequel trilogy. Avengers: Endgame, 2019, is the highest-grossing film worldwide. Avengers: Endgame, 2019, is the epic conclusion to over a decade of Marvel Cinematic Universe storytelling, directed by Anthony and Joe Russo. Following the devastating events of Avengers: Infinity War, where half of all life in the universe was wiped out by Thanos, the remaining Avengers, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, and others, band together for a high-stakes mission to undo the damage and restore balance. The film explores themes of sacrifice, friendship, and heroism, delivering emotional payoffs for longtime fans through intense action sequences, character arcs, and surprising twists. Endgame broke numerous box office records and became the highest-grossing film of all time worldwide, until recently surpassed. Though it did not win major Academy Awards, Avengers: Endgame received widespread critical acclaim and won several industry awards for visual effects and sound. It stands as a monumental cinematic achievement, celebrating a decade of interconnected storytelling. Call Me By Your Name, 2018, won Best Adapted Screenplay Oscar. Call Me By Your Name, 2018, is a beautifully crafted coming-of-age romantic drama directed by Luca Guadagnino, based on Andre Aciman's novel. Set in the sun-soaked Italian countryside during the 1980s, the film tells the intimate story of Elio, a sensitive 17-year-old, and Oliver, a charming graduate student who comes to stay with Elio's family for the summer. Their deepening connection blossoms into a tender and passionate romance, exploring themes of identity, desire, and the bittersweet nature of first love. The film is praised for its lush cinematography, evocative score, and powerful performances by Timothée Chalamet and Armie Hammer. Call Me By Your Name won the Academy Award for Best Adapted Screenplay and received multiple nominations, becoming an important film in LGBTQ+ cinema for its heartfelt and respectful portrayal of love and self-discovery. John Carter, 2012, is known for being a major box office flop. John Carter, 2012, is a sprawling sci-fi adventure directed by Andrew Stanton, inspired by Edgar Rice Burroughs' early 20th century novel A Princess of Mars. The film follows John Carter, a disillusioned Civil War veteran who is inexplicably transported to Mars, a desert planet called Barsoom inhabited by multiple warring civilizations. Due to Mars' lower gravity, Carter gains superhuman strength and agility, making him a formidable warrior. On Barsoom, he becomes caught in a brutal power struggle between the Tharks, fierce green-skinned warriors, and the more technologically advanced city-states, including Helium, ruled by the courageous Princess Dejah. Throughout the movie, John Carter learns to navigate this alien world, forming alliances and confronting deadly enemies, all while trying to uncover the mystery behind his arrival and find a way back home. The film explores themes of heroism, honor, and sacrifice, set against an imaginative and richly detailed sci-fi backdrop. Despite its high production value, groundbreaking visual effects, and ambitious storytelling, John Carter struggled commercially and with critics upon release, largely due to marketing challenges and audience unfamiliarity with the source material. However, over time it has developed a loyal fanbase that appreciates its epic scale, unique world building, and adventurous spirit. Jack and Jill, 2011, is infamous for winning multiple Golden Raspberry, Razzie, awards. Jack and Jill, 2011, is a comedy film directed by Dennis Dugan, featuring Adam Sandler playing both lead roles. Jack, a successful and somewhat uptight advertising executive, and Jill, his cheerful but annoying identical twin sister who unexpectedly visits him for the Thanksgiving holiday. The story focuses on the sibling dynamic where Jack struggles to tolerate Jill's over-the-top personality and constant disruptions to his orderly life. The film plays heavily on exaggerated slapstick humor, silly situations, and awkward social moments, with Sandler using makeup and costume effects to transform himself into the quirky Jill. The movie includes cameos from several celebrities and uses absurd scenarios to create laughs, but it was critically panned for its weak plot, repetitive jokes, and lack of genuine humor. It became infamous for sweeping the Golden Raspberry Awards, Razzies, in 2012, winning Worst Picture, Worst Actor, Worst Actress, Worst Director, and Worst Screenplay. Despite the negative reviews, some viewers enjoy it as a silly, lighthearted comedy that leans into Sandler's unique comedic style. Avengers: Infinity War, 2018, is a major Marvel blockbuster and part one of the Infinity Saga finale. Avengers: Infinity War, 2018, is a major Marvel Cinematic Universe film directed by Anthony and Joe Russo that brings together nearly every superhero introduced in the franchise so far. The story centers around the Avengers and their allies trying to stop the powerful villain Thanos from collecting all 6 Infinity Stones, ancient artifacts that grant him godlike power. Thanos' goal is to wipe out half of all life in the universe to restore what he sees as balance, leading to high-stakes battles across multiple locations. The film is intense, action-packed, and emotionally charged, especially as it ends on a shocking cliffhanger that changed the superhero genre forever. Infinity War was a huge commercial success and received praise for its ambitious scope, visual effects, and performances, although some critics noted its complex plot. It set the stage perfectly for its sequel, Avengers: Endgame, and remains one of the most significant entries in superhero cinema. The Color Purple, 1985, received multiple Oscar nominations but did not win any. The Color Purple, 1985, is a powerful drama directed by Steven Spielberg, based on Alice Walker's Pulitzer Prize-winning novel. The film follows the life of Celie, an African-American woman in the early 20th century American South, who faces immense hardship, including abuse, racism, and sexism. Despite her struggles, Celie's journey is one of resilience, self-discovery, and empowerment as she builds relationships with other strong women and learns to find her voice and independence. The movie is celebrated for its emotional depth, strong performances, especially by Whoopi Goldberg in her breakthrough role, and its unflinching portrayal of difficult social issues. The Color Purple was nominated for 11 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Actress, and Best Supporting Actress, highlighting its critical acclaim and cultural impact. It remains an important film that explores themes of trauma, healing, and sisterhood. The Brown Bunny, 2003, is a controversial indie film known for its explicit content. The Brown Bunny, 2003, is a very personal and experimental independent film created by Vincent Gallo, who not only directed but also wrote, produced, and starred in it. The story centers on Bud Clay, a professional motorcycle racer who embarks on a long, solitary road trip across America. Throughout the film, Bud is shown grappling with feelings of loneliness, regret, and emotional pain stemming from a troubled past relationship. The movie is largely quiet and introspective, with extended scenes focusing on the atmosphere, mood, and Bud's internal state rather than fast-paced action or conventional plot development. What makes The Brown Bunny controversial and memorable is its slow, minimalist style and a particular explicit scene that sparked strong reactions from audiences and critics alike. Upon its initial release, the film faced harsh criticism for its pacing and perceived pretentiousness, but over time, some viewers and cinephiles have come to appreciate it as a daring piece of art cinema that breaks traditional storytelling rules to explore themes of isolation, longing, and the human condition in a raw, unfiltered way. It remains a divisive film, loved by some for its boldness and emotional depth, and disliked by others for its slow pace and ambiguity. Network, 1976, is a critically acclaimed film famous for its mad-as-hell speech. Network, 1976, is a satirical drama directed by Sidney Lumet that offers a biting critique of the television industry and media sensationalism. The film follows Howard Beale, a veteran news anchor who, after being told he will be fired due to poor ratings, has a famous on-air breakdown where he declares, "I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore." This unexpected outburst catapults him to national fame as the network exploits his anger and mental instability to boost ratings, blurring the line between news and entertainment. The movie explores themes of corporate greed, the power of media, and the impact of sensationalism on society. Network won 4 Academy Awards, including Best Actor for Peter Finch, posthumously, Best Actress for Faye Dunaway, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Supporting Actress for Beatrice Straight. Its sharp social commentary remains relevant today, making it a timeless and influential film. Paper Moon, 1974, is a classic comedy drama. Paper Moon, 1974, is a charming black and white comedy drama directed by Peter Bogdanovich, set during the Great Depression. The film follows the unlikely duo of Moses Mose Prey, a small-time con man, and Addie Loggins, a smart and spirited young girl who may be his daughter. As they travel across the Midwest, Mose teaches Addie the tricks of his trade, and together they pull off various scams while forming a complex but touching father-daughter bond. The film blends humor, heart, and sharp dialogue, capturing both the hardship and the hope of the era. Paper Moon was praised for its natural performances, especially by Ryan O'Neal and his real-life daughter Tatum O'Neal, who won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress at just 10 years old, making her the youngest Oscar winner ever. The movie remains a beloved classic for its unique style and heartfelt story. Paper Moon, 1974, is a classic comedy drama. Paper Moon, 1974, is a charming black and white comedy drama directed by Peter Bogdanovich, set during the Great Depression. The film follows the unlikely duo of Moses Mose Prey, a small-time con man, and Addie Loggins, a smart and spirited young girl who may be his daughter. As they travel across the Midwest, Mose teaches Addie the tricks of his trade, and together they pull off various scams while forming a complex but touching father-daughter bond. The film blends humor, heart, and sharp dialogue, capturing both the hardship and the hope of the era. Paper Moon was praised for its natural performances, especially by Ryan O'Neal and his real-life daughter Tatum O'Neal, who won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress at just 10 years old, making her the youngest Oscar winner ever. The movie remains a beloved classic for its unique style and heartfelt story. Russian Ark, 2002, is a groundbreaking and ambitious Russian film directed by Alexander Sokurov that stands out for its unique technical and artistic achievement. The entire movie was shot in a single continuous 96-minute take without any cuts or edits. This means the camera moves fluidly through the historic rooms and halls of the Winter Palace, part of the Hermitage Museum in St. Petersburg, capturing the architecture, artwork, and performances in real time. The film serves as a cinematic time capsule, taking the audience on a poetic and immersive journey across more than 3 centuries of Russian history, culture, and society. The story is narrated by a mysterious European aristocrat from the 18th century who wanders through the palace, encountering historical figures like Russian tsars, artists, and ordinary people, all portrayed in lavish costumes and settings. The seamless flow from one scene to another creates a dreamlike experience that blurs the lines between past and present, reality and memory. The movie explores themes of history, art, identity, and the passage of time, using the palace itself almost as a character. Russian Ark is not just a technical marvel but also a deeply philosophical and artistic film that challenges traditional storytelling by relying on visual spectacle and atmosphere. It required months of rehearsal and perfect timing from the actors, camera crew, and musicians, making it one of the most complex one-shot films ever made. Its innovation and beauty have earned it acclaim worldwide and a special place in cinema history. The Turning Point, 1977, received 11 Oscar nominations but no wins. The Turning Point, 1977, is a deeply emotional drama directed by Herbert Ross that delves into the intense and competitive world of professional ballet. The film revolves around 2 women, Dee Dee Rogers, played by Shirley MacLaine, and Emma Jacklin, played by Anne Bancroft, who were once close friends and dance partners. Their lives diverged dramatically when Dee Dee left ballet to marry and raise a family, while Emma remained committed to her career and became a renowned ballerina. Years later, their paths cross again when Dee Dee's daughter, Amelia, becomes a talented ballet dancer, leading to renewed tensions and reflections on the sacrifices and choices each woman made. The story explores themes of ambition, regret, friendship, and the personal cost of pursuing artistic excellence. It captures the physical and emotional demands placed on dancers, as well as the bittersweet realities of balancing career and family life. The film is noted for its powerful performances, especially from McClane and Bancroft, who both received Academy Award nominations for their roles. With its authentic depiction of the ballet world and heartfelt character studies, The Turning Point remains a poignant and compelling look at life's pivotal moments and the decisions that shape us. Dr. No, 1962, is the first James Bond film ever made. Dr. No, 1962, marks the beginning of the legendary James Bond film franchise and introduced the world to the charismatic British secret agent, James Bond, played by Sean Connery in his first outing as 007. Directed by Terence Young, the film is adapted from Ian Fleming's novel of the same name and set primarily in Jamaica. Bond is dispatched to investigate the mysterious disappearance of an MI6 operative, which leads him to the island lair of Dr. Julius No, a brilliant but ruthless scientist with plans to sabotage American missile tests using advanced technology. The film combines elements of espionage, adventure, and thriller genres, featuring exotic locations, memorable villains, high-tech gadgets, and Bond's characteristic wit and charm. Dr. No established the core formula that would define the franchise, including Bond's iconic style, his relationship with beautiful women, and a mix of suspenseful action and clever intrigue. The movie was a commercial success and set the stage for dozens of sequels, making Sean Connery a global star and firmly placing James Bond as a cultural icon. Its influence on spy and action films is still felt today, as it shaped the spy genre and pop culture in profound ways. It Happened One Night, 1934, won all Big Five Oscars. It Happened One Night, 1934, is a classic romantic comedy directed by Frank Capra that tells the charming story of a spoiled heiress, Ellie Andrews, who runs away from her controlling father to be with her lover. Along the way, she meets a wisecracking newspaper reporter, Peter Warne, who offers to help her in exchange for an exclusive story. The film follows their journey filled with witty banter, misunderstandings, and growing affection, capturing the magic of unexpected romance and adventure. Known for its sharp dialogue and memorable scenes, like the famous hitchhiking moment, the movie set a standard for romantic comedies. It Happened One Night was a huge success and became the first film to win all 5 major Academy Awards: Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress, and Best Adapted Screenplay. Its influence on the genre is still celebrated today. Avatar: The Way of Water, 2022, is the highest-grossing sequel worldwide. Avatar: The Way of Water, 2022, is a groundbreaking science fiction epic directed by James Cameron that continues the story of Jake Sully and Neytiri as they raise their family on the alien moon of Pandora. When a new threat from the human race resurfaces, the couple is forced to flee their forest home and seek sanctuary with the oceanic Metkayina clan. As they adapt to life in the water and form new bonds, the story explores themes of family, resilience, and the deep connection between people and nature. With its innovative visual effects, immersive underwater sequences, and emotional storytelling, the film expands the world of Pandora in breathtaking ways. The film received 4 Academy Award nominations and 1 Best Visual Effects, recognizing its technical brilliance and immersive world building. The Wolf of Wall Street, 2013, scored 5 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture. The Wolf of Wall Street, 2013, is a wild and provocative biographical black comedy directed by Martin Scorsese, based on the memoir of Jordan Belfort. The film follows Belfort, a young and ambitious stockbroker, as he rises to immense wealth through shady penny stock deals and rampant fraud, eventually founding the infamous firm Stratton Oakmont. Fueled by greed, drugs, and debauchery, the story offers a fast-paced, unflinching look at the excesses of Wall Street in the 1990s. Leonardo DiCaprio delivers a magnetic performance as Belfort, capturing both his charm and moral collapse with intensity and flair. With sharp direction, rapid-fire dialogue, and outrageous moments, the film blurs the line between comedy and cautionary tale. The Wolf of Wall Street was nominated for 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Actor, but did not win in any category. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, 1975, won all Big Five Oscars, a rare cinematic feat. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, 1975, is a powerful psychological drama directed by Milos Forman, based on the novel by Ken Kesey. The film centers on Randall P. McMurphy, a rebellious convict who fakes insanity to serve his sentence in a mental institution rather than prison. Once inside, he clashes with the cold and authoritarian Nurse Ratched, rallying the other patients to challenge the oppressive system. With a mix of dark humor and emotional depth, the film explores themes of individuality, freedom, and institutional control. Jack Nicholson's iconic performance as McMurphy is both electric and heartbreaking, anchoring a story that is as stirring as it is unforgettable. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest became only the second film in history to win all 5 major Academy Awards: Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress, and Best Adapted Screenplay, a rare achievement that solidified its place in cinematic history. Bambi, 1942, is a Disney classic that earned 3 Oscar nominations. Bambi, 1942, is a beloved animated classic produced by Walt Disney that tells the tender coming-of-age story of a young deer growing up in the forest. From his first wobbly steps to learning about love, friendship, and loss, Bambi's journey is filled with both the wonders and dangers of the natural world. Alongside his energetic rabbit friend Thumper and shy skunk Flower, Bambi navigates the joys of childhood and the harsh realities of life, most notably the tragic loss of his mother. With its beautifully hand-painted backgrounds, gentle storytelling, and emotionally resonant moments, the film captures the delicate balance of innocence and survival in nature. Bambi received 3 Academy Award nominations for Best Sound, Best Song, Love is a Song, and Best Original Music Score, cementing its legacy as one of Disney's most emotionally enduring and artistically influential works. Bambi 2, 2006, won an Annie Award for Best Home Entertainment. Bambi 2, 2006, is a heartfelt animated sequel directed by Brian Pimentel that fills in the emotional gap between the death of Bambi's mother and his growth into the great prince of the forest. The story follows young Bambi as he struggles to bond with his distant and stoic father, who must now raise him alone. As Bambi tries to prove himself worthy of his father's legacy, he learns valuable lessons about courage, identity, and growing up. Featuring returning forest friends like Thumper and Flower, the film blends gentle humor with emotional depth, capturing the spirit of the original while offering a fresh, intimate perspective on Bambi's early years. Bambi 2 won the Annie Award for Best Home Entertainment Production and was praised for its high-quality animation and respectful continuation of a Disney classic. A Streetcar Named Desire, 1951, won 4 Oscars, including Best Actress for Vivien Leigh. A Streetcar Named Desire, 1951, is a gripping drama directed by Elia Kazan, based on the iconic play by Tennessee Williams. The film tells the story of Blanche DuBois, a fragile and fading Southern belle who arrives in New Orleans to stay with her sister Stella and her brutish brother-in-law, Stanley Kowalski. As tensions rise between Blanche and Stanley, the film explores themes of desire, delusion, and the clash between old-world gentility and raw modern realism. Vivien Leigh delivers a haunting performance as Blanche, while Marlon Brando's portrayal of Stanley, raw, explosive, and magnetic, redefines screen acting for a new generation. With its intense psychological depth and emotionally charged atmosphere, the film remains a cornerstone of American cinema. A Streetcar Named Desire received 12 Academy Award nominations and won 4, including Best Actress, Vivien Leigh, Best Supporting Actor, Karl Malden, Best Supporting Actress, Kim Hunter, and Best Art Direction. Paranormal Activity, 2007, is a minimalist, found-footage horror film written and directed by Oren Peli that redefined the genre with its chilling realism and low-budget brilliance. The story follows a young couple, Katie and Micah, who begin to experience increasingly disturbing supernatural occurrences in their home. As Micah sets up a camera to document the strange activity, the tension builds slowly and relentlessly, relying on atmosphere and suggestion rather than gore or jump scares. Shot almost entirely within a suburban house, the film creates an unsettling sense of intimacy and dread, making the ordinary feel terrifying. Its quiet suspense and escalating terror turned it into a cultural phenomenon. Paranormal Activity was a massive box office success and, though not an Oscar contender, it became one of the most profitable films of all time, launching a long-running horror franchise and sparking a wave of found-footage thrillers. Toy Story 3, 2010, won 2 Oscars, including Best Animated Feature. Toy Story 3, 2010, is a heartfelt and emotionally rich animated film directed by Leon Critch, continuing the story of Woody, Buzz Lightyear, and the rest of Andy's beloved toys as they face an uncertain future. As Andy prepares to leave for college, the toys mistakenly end up at a daycare center where things are not as welcoming as they first appear. Faced with new challenges and an authoritarian teddy bear named Lotso, the group must band together to find their way back home. Blending humor, adventure, and deep emotional resonance, the film explores themes of loyalty, letting go, and the passage of time with remarkable warmth and maturity. Toy Story 3 was a critical and commercial triumph, earning 4 Academy Award nominations and winning 2 Oscars, for Best Animated Feature and Best Original Song. We Belong Together, cementing its place as one of Pixar's most powerful and beloved films. Beauty and the Beast, 1991, was the first animated film nominated for Best Picture. Beauty and the Beast, 1991, is a landmark animated musical fantasy directed by Gary Trousdale and Kirk Wise. Based on the classic French fairy tale, the story follows Belle, a curious and kind-hearted young woman, who trades her freedom to save her father and ends up in the enchanted castle of a fearsome beast. As she gradually sees beyond his frightening exterior, a tender and transformative romance unfolds, revealing the power of love and redemption. With unforgettable songs by Alan Menken and Howard Ashman, richly drawn characters, and breathtaking animation, the film blends magic, emotion, and timeless storytelling. Beauty and the Beast made history as the first animated feature ever nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards. It won 2 Oscars, for Best Original Score and Best Original Song, Beauty and the Beast, and remains one of Disney's most cherished and influential masterpieces. Parasite, 2019, made history as the first non-English film to win Best Picture. Parasite, 2019, is a darkly satirical thriller directed by Bong Joon-ho that masterfully blends drama, suspense, and social commentary. The film follows the impoverished Kim family as they scheme their way into the lives of a wealthy Park family, slowly infiltrating their home and exploiting their trust. What begins as a clever con spirals into a gripping and unpredictable tale of class conflict, deception, and desperation. With razor-sharp direction, layered storytelling, and striking visuals, Parasite exposes the hidden tensions between the privileged and the poor, creating a film that is both deeply entertaining and thematically profound. Parasite made history at the 92nd Academy Awards, becoming the first non-English language film to win Best Picture. It won 4 Oscars in total: Best Picture, Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, and Best International Feature Film, solidifying its status as a global cinematic milestone. The Thief and the Cobbler, 1993, was released in altered form after decades of delays. The Thief and the Cobbler is a legendary animated fantasy film originally conceived by British animator Richard Williams in 1964 and famously known for its decades-long, troubled production. Set in the Golden City of Baghdad, the story follows a shy cobbler named Tak and a silent, bumbling thief as they unwittingly become heroes in a battle to save the city from an evil sorcerer and invading army. Known for its intricate, hand-drawn animation and ambitious visual design, the film was envisioned as a masterpiece of animation craft. However, due to repeated delays and creative struggles, Williams lost control of the project, and it was eventually released in heavily altered versions in the early 1990s, including The Princess and the Cobbler and Arabian Night, with additional dialogue and songs added by other studios. Although never released in its original intended form during Williams' lifetime, The Thief and the Cobbler is now celebrated as a cult classic and a symbol of artistic ambition in animation history, inspiring animators and film lovers around the world. Casino, 1995, earned critical acclaim and an Oscar nomination for Best Editing. Casino, 1995, is a gripping crime drama directed by Martin Scorsese that delves into the glitzy yet brutal world of Las Vegas during the 1970s. Based on real events, the film follows Sam Ace Rothstein, a meticulous gambling expert sent by the mob to oversee operations at the Tangiers Casino. As Ace builds an empire, his world begins to unravel due to the volatile presence of his enforcer friend Nicky Santoro and the emotional chaos brought by his troubled wife, Ginger. With its sweeping narration, intense performances, and Scorsese's signature style, Casino paints a vivid portrait of greed, power, and betrayal beneath the surface of glamour and wealth. Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Sharon Stone all deliver powerhouse performances, with Stone earning particular acclaim. Casino received critical praise and earned an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress for Sharon Stone's performance, further cementing its place as one of Scorsese's most visually rich and narratively complex films. The Nutty Professor, 1996, won an Oscar for Best Makeup. The Nutty Professor, 1996, is a zany and heartfelt science fiction comedy directed by Tom Shadyac, starring Eddie Murphy in a dazzling showcase of his comedic range. A remake of the 1963 Jerry Lewis classic, the film follows Professor Sherman Klump, a kind but obese and awkward scientist who invents a revolutionary weight loss formula. After testing it on himself, he transforms into the slim, confident, and wildly obnoxious Buddy Love. As the two sides of his personality clash, the film explores themes of self-acceptance, identity, and the pressure to conform to societal standards. With a mix of slapstick humor, genuine emotion, and impressive makeup effects, the film balances comedy with an unexpectedly tender core. The Nutty Professor was both a critical and commercial hit, earning an Academy Award for Best Makeup and further solidifying Eddie Murphy's status as a comedic powerhouse capable of playing multiple roles with flair. Movies aren't just entertainment, They're stories that reflect who we are. Thanks for watching, and if you want more insights, analysis, and breakdowns, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Let's keep exploring cinema together.